Hi ladies, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this very shady video. I've got a really random angle. I'm not set up because I had a dance class earlier and I sweated it out. So I'm not looking my best right now. So this angle is gonna have to do. And I wanted to make this video before I clean up. Okay, so part two of Pretty Privilege is attraction. Who are you attracting? How do you interact with people that you are attracting? So if you don't know, I'm reacting to a video that I saw on YouTube. A young lady was going on about how she feels she doesn't have pretty privilege and stating all the different reasons and scenarios. So I did a part one already. You can check that out. That's the video, the latest one before this. So let's talk about attraction. One of the main themes that I picked up from this lady is that her relationship with men is a little bit shaky. And to some degree, I do believe that all of us have had our dark night of the soul when it came to masculine energy for whatever reason, right? Whatever experiences or whatever that we had, whenever we've had a period, some longer than others, where we've had a shaky relationship with men, with the masculine. That's what I'm going to say, right? With the masculine. So you end up losing faith and trust and even maybe respect for the masculine, for men, because of what you've gone through. So, and I'm mentioning this because if you have to work through some stuff first, it's going to be very difficult for you to attract the kind of man that's going to change your mind. It's like a catch-22 thing. Life is very ironic. You kind of have to, I don't know, you have to fix that wound. You have to address it. Let me say that. You have to address that wound in order for men's behavior to be better understood and better handled. And by the time you work through your wound, you're actually not gonna, it's almost like you're not gonna care so much that immediately they're just gonna start doing the right thing. I don't know if that makes sense. But I'm going to just break down a couple of things that I picked up from this video. And the main one, which is what I'm touching on right now, is if there's some healing work that you need to do, prioritize that. And I cannot stress that enough because any relationship, friendship, work, any relationship that you get into is going to work out best when you have worked through and healed some of your hang-ups. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with admitting that you need help in certain areas. There's something that you just don't get, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think it's worth pursuing, whether it's therapy, whether it's coaching, whether it's a massage retreat, whatever it is that you need to do that's going to help you understand where your pain stems from and help you understand the different ways that you can address it. When you take those steps and you move in that direction and you slowly, layer by layer, heal, it's not so scary. It's not so scary to deal with a man because now you have more of yourself than, you know, you did before doing all that work. So whatever inner work means to you, it could be reading a book that changes your perspective. It could be going to a talk. There are just so many things that you can actually do. And I would say do them. Do them so that you're not pushing men away subconsciously because of the fear that you may be holding stemming from, an earlier experience. So that's definitely number one. And then number two, you just have to understand men are attracted to beauty. I would go as far as saying everyone's attracted to beauty, but men especially, because it was a survival mechanism for men, because men were always on the lookout, and subconsciously are always on the lookout for someone who will carry on their genes. That's how species work, right? Even amoeba are looking to spread and grow and multiply, like everything, right? So humans are exactly the same. So, if you look at a bird has certain criteria for, okay, she looks, these are the signs of fertility, these are the signs of my genes will be spread forth, you know? And then he gets to work building the nest, doing what he needs to do. And it's the same with men, it's the same with human beings. Men are attracted to beauty because in their survival brain, beauty is associated with health, beauty is associated with fertility, beauty is associated with my genes. That is a good candidate for my genes. That's where pretty privilege comes from. It's not really men are so shallow that they can't see beyond beauty. It's a very primitive part of the brain that is trained and wired to propagate genes, right? That's just how that goes. So instead of trying, I've made a video about this before, instead of trying to change how men are wired, why don't you learn how they operate and use it to your advantage? Now, this is where the whole take it or leave it comes in, because a lot of women that feel they don't have pretty privilege are so clung onto a certain identity that it's very difficult for them to reinvent themselves. I went on about this in the previous video, so I won't get into it over here. But if you don't understand how men operate, it's going to be very difficult for you, even if you're pretty. And that's not everything, right? Even when you figured out how to do your brows and all of that kind of stuff, shop, how do you now navigate? Because you have to talk to these people. You have to attract them. It's going to be more than just how you did your lashes. You have to attract these people. And if you don't know what to put out there, you're not going to get any results, right? So men are attracted to beauty. You have to put that in your mind if you are trying to turn heads when you walk in a room, right? Men are attracted to beauty. And they should be attracted to beauty, not only because that's how they're wired. If a man walks up to you, this is another thing that this lady touched on. If he walks up to me and he wants to pay for drinks and he wants to pay for the meal and he wants to do this, and then what if he wants something else after that, da 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 da. And I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions about being receptive to men, is that you're going to have to reciprocate. I will say men are not all the same. There are some men who are going to try and run that to see if you'll do it, because some women will. But, okay, the way it works, and this is game. When a man walks up to you, he already knows what he wants. We all know this. We're grown-ups. We've been in enough grown-up situations to know that when a man walks up to you, there's something on his mind. Okay. We know this. We accept this. right? Men are attracted to beauty. They have a genetic propagating switch that goes on. That's how we've arrived here. So if that's the case and we accept it and we don't try and fight it and we don't try and say, oh, but men are so shallow. Why is he only attracted to my body? Why is he only attracted to my face? Why is he only attracted to da 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 da? Instead of doing all of that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use that to get what we want. What do I mean? He does not have to get anything. But we can give him the impression that it's a possibility. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're not shooting him down and saying, oh, hell no, what kind of girl do you think I am? Da, da, da. We're not doing all of that. Okay? We're not shutting him down. We want him to be attracted to us. It makes it easier. It makes everything easier. If a man is not attracted to you, you're going to have a very difficult relationship. If he is attracted to you, you're going to have the best relationship. Okay? So assuming that that's how it works, he's attracted because that's what he wants, we're not going to fight it. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to decide if and when we're going to maybe perhaps let him experience what he really wants to experience. The trick is that we're not going to even communicate that to him. We're not going to say, yes, you're going to get it on such and such a date. We're not going to say, no, you're never going to get it. We're going to say, I don't know. We'll see. Let me think about it. Just give me some time to think about it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Still going to keep my shady angle, but I hope that's a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do. And there's nothing wrong with men being attracted to you. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's how humanity has come about. Men were attracted to women. They did things and babies, generations came along, right? But a lot of women in the past knew this, you know, and they would hold out. Okay, until I have my own house, until you marry me, until we have this, until we have that, right? And guess what? Men complied. So you have to understand that pretty privilege also comes with that. It comes with, I mean, if you're going to get the best out of it, it comes with you understanding that you set that bar, you set that tone. You decide if you want to let him experience what he wants to experience or not, you know? And if it means he never wants to talk to you again because you didn't let him experience whatever, okay, and why? Because if you're pretty, you're getting approached a lot. So you go on a lot of dates. And if you have game with pretty privilege, you go on a lot of first dates. And when people don't get what it is that they want, because they think you're going to feel compelled to pay it back, when they figure out, oh, okay, no, she's not the type, it's just going to take too much time, they keep it moving. And then there are those who are able to actually match your energy. And those are the ones that you want. So men should be attracted to you, but it doesn't mean they get anything. And you don't have to shut them down. And it kind of brings me to the next point of, are you even attracted to men? Or are you attracted to your own idea of what a man should be? Because it's a lot of people that are not actually attracted to men. They're attracted to some sort of idea, I guess, of what a man should be. So you really need to kind of look at that. And I know a lot of women have been heartbroken. We've all been heartbroken, I think. And, we've been in situations that were not ideal emotionally with men. And yeah, I mean, if you felt that pain, like, you probably don't want to feel that again. I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, nope. But if you look at how life is designed, how it's set up, we really don't grow when we don't go through some stuff, right? So if you're running away from being heartbroken, from being sad, from, all of that kind of stuff, if you're running from feeling all of those emotions, you're running away from growing to a new level. And I mean, I get it. No one wants to feel pain, but look, we came here to grow, to be better today than we were yesterday. And relationships are a really powerful space for you to do some growing. And even outside of relationships, just really relating to yourself as lovable, beautiful, worthy, pretty. Getting to know yourself on that level. Getting to recreate yourself. Getting to make the rules. Getting to switch it up and not have to explain to anyone. That is so special. It's very, very special. But it's also not just, I mean, it's work. It's work. So you just have to be willing to put in the work, go through it, if you go through whatever type of trauma or heartbreak or devastation, allow yourself to go through it. And there are many tools out there. We live in a perfect era where, I mean, there are people, there are books, there are resources that are available just, on your phone. And you can literally work through years and years and years and years and years and years and years of burdens and, unresolved stuff. You can literally do that sitting at home, whatever. There's just so many ways. Like, you don't have an excuse. Some of these resources are even free, right? So do what you need to do, girl. But you can't spend your life running away from pain. Pain is going to come, whether it's in a romantic relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's in a friendship, whether it's family, whether it's your own, just you. Pain it'll come from whatever direction. As long as we're alive, it's a tool that, is afforded to us for some of the biggest leaps we can make in terms of growth and, consciousness and stuff. So don't run from pain. Learn more about yourself. Get ahead of it, create a relationship with yourself so that when things happen, I'm going off tangent a bit here, but when things happen, you know how to relate to yourself, you know how to find yourself, you know how to soothe yourself, like whatever you need to do, right? But you can't run from pain. You can't. You shouldn't. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to live. So that's the video. I've just dropped some gems in there, definitely. Let me just check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything for this video. Okay, we got that. Yeah, so do what you gotta do, girl. Do what you gotta do. If you want to experience pretty privilege, I feel like it's something that every woman should experience at least once in her life. It's a beautiful feeling. And I used to be a tomboy growing up. I never was into like chivalry. I mean, a man showing me chivalry and stuff like that, you know. So for the longest time, being feminine and girly and pretty privileged and all of this stuff was just not even part of my reality at all. And one day I decided I want to see what that's like. And here we are. And I love it. Being feminine is just one of the biggest gifts I've ever given to myself. So there you go. So just do it, girl. Do it for 6 months. Do it for a year. You can't do it one day a year. Do it for a couple of months. See what it's like. See the results. I can guarantee you're gonna keep doing it because it's lit out here. All right, let me get this really bad camera angle out of your face and get myself fresh again. And I'll see you beautiful, pretty ladies in the next one. Bye.